I think one of the worst kinds of low blood sugars are in the middle of the night. Last night I had a blood sugar of 140 an hour to 2 hours after dinner, and I took 6 units of Novolin R, or it might have been 7 or 6, but I saw it was 140 from 115 to 140. Now, if you're eating a low carb diet the way I do, when I see a 112 to 140 in a matter of an hour, usually I'm thinking about correcting the blood sugar pretty soon. I try to keep it under 120. But the problem when you dose with something larger than 6, 7 units, your insulin and your blood sugar becomes more harder to predict. Now, this is not from my words. This is from Dr. Bernstein. Please consult your healthcare provider. I'm not a healthcare professional. Blah blah blah. Sharing my experience. So, when you have a shot bigger than 6, 7 units, it acts unpredictable. So what I did was at 11:45 p.m. I saw it was 140 when I dosed at 9:30. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a 1.5 unit of Humalog in my left shoulder, corrected, and then setting my alarm. And I set my alarm to 2:30, and I was like, you know what? Let's set it at 2 a.m. And my motivation to wake up and to set the alarm it's pretty dark, but I'm like, Ali, you might die in your sleep. Like, diabetes is so crazy. And I did set the alarm 2 a.m., woke up shaking, it was 50. And I think when I go below 50, that's when I really start shaking bad. So I had a tablet, and I was like, bad idea. I went to the kitchen, but I was like, you know what? I'm probably just going to have something small, like multivitamin gummies, just to eat something. And that's why I really hate low blood sugars in the middle of the night. Like, you're hungry, you're shaking. And when you eat all that food in the kitchen, it's hard not to, especially when you're, still trying to get better at just having tablets. For me, it sucks because you wake up feeling weird, your blood sugar's high because you overcorrected. And that's what I did. I had some multivitamin gummies, some raspberries, some almonds, and then went back to bed, came back and had like a handful of cereal. Thank goodness my dad came and saw me, and that kind of was like accountability. I just put it back next morning, threw it away. But I woke up with a 290 at 5 a.m. It drives me nuts to see a 50 and then go all the way to 290. It's just super resistant. It's agitating. It's really annoying. And what I told myself in the morning was, okay, Ali, if your blood sugar is 140 an hour or 2 hours after dinner, and you took a bigger bolus. The reason why I say a bigger insulin, because that 140 could have dropped to 110 at 2 a.m. in the 5th hour, or maybe it could have dropped to 100 in 1 a.m. because it's a bigger dose. There's less predictability, even if everything's accounted for. You could disagree with me, and you're probably right, but I eat the same thing every day, and I was predicting that, okay, my blood sugar is probably going to go up to 160, so I assumed that. And it's the worst, but the things that I want to say have helped me last night, and I feel like I've gone through some major growth in terms of, my blood sugar being super hypoglycemic in the middle of the night and not destroying the kitchen, is I think about, okay, how do I want to feel the next morning? It's hard to apply logic when you're going through such a state of hypoglycemia. So I think that's when meditating comes in. It allows you to unlock, the logical side of your brain versus the emotional. The emotional is to eat everything in the kitchen. It's very human of us. But obviously, because hypoglycemia isn't, it's not norm for humans. It's not the normal to be that shaking that low. But, we as diabetics experience these things. So I'm trying harder to, like, kind of, in a sense, meditate while that's happening. Like, all right, I want to feel good in the morning. I don't want to wake up with high blood sugar. Ali, this is wrong. All you need is 4 carbs, 5 carbs. Go back to sleep. And sometimes I'm just really thirsty when I'm hypoglycemic. I just want to drink like a whole gallon of juice, which is, I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about. So I want to like also say is I have these buy drinks. They're like 2 carbs a bottle. They're just sweetened with stevia or just any kind of 0-calorie drink. I like to drink those when I'm hypoglycemic. Kind of like it satisfies me. And I had like practically no carbs, maybe 2 carbs. But I hope that helps some people. And just know that, if, it's the next morning. My best thing to you, and I'm still struggling with this, I'm not an expert, is just forgive yourself. Like, move on. It's gonna happen, and just get better next time. So easier said than done. I'm trying my best. Just glucose tablets, go back to sleep, and make a note of not correcting for me in a sense. I should have left the 140, woke up at 2 a.m. and then corrected, but being impatient can be a pain in the butt, and it bit me hard. So thanks for listening, guys. Till next time.